Josh Allen, have a great year. Thanks
Peter.
a lot.
Appreciate you. Oh.
For NBC Sports, Bills Camp, this is Peter King. All the best to you.
You still got it?
Josh, good luck this year. Wish you well.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Peter, thank you so much.
Thanks a million.
Oh, that was great. That was great. He left Josh Allen hanging, and then Josh Allen got him back exactly 1 year later from training camp 2022 to training camp 2023. And, you know, that whole training camp tour was such a centerpiece of what you do. And one of the things I've learned over the years from watching you, listening to you, reading you, you would bust your ass for that month and talk to as many people as you could, because then you would file all of that away and it would inform your coverage of the season to come. And it makes sense. As the teams lay the foundation for the games they're going to play from September into January, you're laying the foundation for the coverage that you're going to provide during that same period of time. It's really brilliant in its simplicity, but it requires a hell of a lot of work at a time when everybody else is just kind of ramping up again.
Hey, the reason that was the best time of year for me, honestly, Mike, is that very simply, there is no better time during the course of the year to get private time with people who you want to cover. And so over the years, I would spend, 40 minutes in Andy Reid's Cinderblock dorm room and in St. Joseph, Missouri. I would go and I'd spend time with Mike Tomlin after a hot summer practice every year. He'd give me 15 minutes. So, look, there are things about this job over the years that I started to feel like I'm putting up with more. Okay, but the biggest thing I'll miss is on July 30th, I'll be looking around and saying, man, I miss Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Oxnard, California, Renton, Washington, Eagan, Minnesota. I really, really, Pittsford, New York. I miss going to training camp and getting real quality time with people when they haven't lost a game yet. You just can't underestimate that, because a lot of times you're going into a place when the flames are licking at the walls of the place. And so nobody is really happy to see you necessarily, but sometimes those are the stories you got to cover. Anyway, that is one of the things that probably more than anything else, I love seeing America. I might be the only one who really like getting in an SUV and driving for 1,300 miles in 6 days. I just loved it. It was so much fun.
Do you remember when and where we met?
No. When and where did we meet?
Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, 2006. You invited me to meet you up there. I met you up there. I hung out with you for the day. Well, it was a big deal
that's
for me.
right.
I mean, here I am.
That's right.
I'm some little slappy in West Virginia that nobody's paying attention to. That day, we talked earlier about Russell Wilson motivation. That day, somebody from the Steelers organization, I will not name names, made it clear to me that this is a one-time only thing. We're not letting you back in here again. The only reason you're here is because Peter asked us if you could come. Until you're affiliated with a real media outlet, you're not going to get credentialed. That pissed me off, Pete. I'm still pissed off about it 18 years later, but it also fueled me over the course of the last 18 years and continues to do so. But that was where we met. I have this searing image in my brain of you standing there talking to Troy Polamalu like, it's no big deal. I'm still new to all this. But, yeah, it was late July, early August back in 2006.
Wow. Well, Mike, over the years, I've had the good fortune of meeting a lot of young people in this business. And at the time, you were still pretty young. You are young. But that's been, honestly, one of the things that when I was really young in this business, I wouldn't say I really had many or almost any friends. And as I got older in the job, I realized that, what is wrong with you? You need to help people. You need to pass along whatever you can to help people. And that's why Monday Morning Quarterback and the MMQB at Sports Illustrated in 2013, was such a tremendous thing for me because it gave me the opportunity to try to help some kids in their 20s as they were just kind of starting off in this business. And Mike, the last 3, I think, Super Bowls, maybe 4, in midweek, I've had a dinner with a bunch of young sports writers, some of whom I don't know well, if at all. But I've had a dinner, and you know what we did this year in Vegas? It was really great. I said, okay, everybody who comes to this dinner, there's 16 people here. Everybody who comes to this dinner, you have to bring one story from your year that has just been complete. You got to give me one story for everybody at the table to help them be better in their jobs. It was a ball. For 2 hours, we're going around the table telling stories about this idiot or that great guy or whatever. And it just, you know, it really, I just wish, honestly, I wish I did that every year for the last 20 years because I really have been so fortunate in this business. So anyway, but.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.